Nigeria is the giant of Africa, but you know what else is great as Nigeria is great? Plastic waste. Nigeria consumes more than 60 million plastic sachet bags, that is pure water, every day. And when you add these 60 million pure water sachets plus the nylon bags that is our right to collect when we go to shop and other single-use plastics or other plastics that we use every day, it amounts to 2.5 million tons of plastic waste generated in Nigeria every year. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Jan Bisho, also known as Jan of Kaduna, and here we talk about environmental sustainability from a Nigerian point of view. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why it is very important for Nigeria to beat plastic pollution. The concern for plastic pollution is very high because of its impact on climate change. But for Nigeria, plastic pollution goes beyond climate change. It is something that is beginning to impede on our development as a nation. And here's how plastic pollution affects you, me, and our nation, Nigeria. Firstly, plastic pollution affects the air quality of Nigeria. Waste management is a big issue in Nigeria, and open burning of waste is one of the strategies that Nigerians have developed or have adopted to be able to dispose of their waste. But the thing is, when they burn this waste openly, which most of the time constitutes of mostly plastic waste, it releases toxins that contaminate our air. Also, plastic pollution contributes greatly to floods. Lagos residents say hi. Now, also due to poor waste management practices, a lot of Nigerians just throw away waste anywhere that they seem fit. And when the rains come and the excess water is looking for where to pass, if it does not see where to pass in the gutters because the plastic waste have already clogged and blocked these gutters or drainages, the excess water is looking for the next best place to pass, which is our properties, our houses, and it destroys lives and properties in its wake. Take, for instance, the 2022 floods that happened. Also, according to research, microplastics are beginning to enter into our water and we are drinking in microplastics. These plastics do not biodegrade. Even after they decompose, that is after 40 to 80 years of them decomposing, they still are around somewhere. They just break down into smaller forms of plastics known as microplastics. And new studies says that we are beginning to ingest these plastics. Also, another waste management strategy for Nigerians is to throw away waste anywhere that is seen fit, and that includes throwing them in rivers or water bodies because they believe it's going to take away the waste away from their domot. As long as it's not in their vicinity, they are fine by it. But the thing is, when they throw this plastic waste, it contaminates the water, and the marine life ingests these plastics and they die. That means less seafood for us. Also, talking about seafood, when this marine life they ingest the plastics, the ones that don't die, they ingest the toxins from these plastics, and we in turn, when we eat this seafood, because well, we love seafood, we also ingest these toxins, and these toxins are known to cause grave illnesses like cancer. There are other ways that plastic pollution continues to impede our development. Plastic pollution reduces the value of real estate. Plastic pollution is beginning to poison our soils because with all these makeshift dump sites that we have all around, the toxins in this plastic begin to seep into the soil, and they contaminate the soil, and they contaminate the crops that are planted around those makeshift dump sites, meaning that we are having more contaminated food due to the effects of plastic pollution. Now that we know why we need to beat plastic pollution, how can we beat plastic pollution? Firstly, we need to reduce the plastics in our lives. It is not written in the Nigerian constitution that anytime you go to shop, you must collect a nylon bag. It is not written anywhere. So if you can reduce the amount of single-use plastics in your life, it will go a long way in we as a country beating plastic pollution. Also, reuse the plastics in your life. The plastics that you cannot reduce, you just have to use them. if you can reuse them and give that plastics a longer life instead of just one use and you throw it away. Reuse the plastics in your life. And for the plastics that you cannot reduce because you just have to use them, and those that you cannot reuse, please recycle them. Our waste management systems in Nigeria are currently in a hula baloo, and we really need to do as much as possible to manage our waste before the government wake up from its slumber and step into the waste management sector. For the plastics that we cannot reduce, we cannot reuse, we cannot recycle, please dispose them properly. Please, not by burning, please, not by throwing in waters, not by throwing it in gutters too. Dispose them properly. There are in areas that they have proper waste management systems. Please subscribe to them and ensure that these wastes are properly taken care of. If you know of other strategies or policies that you think Nigeria can adopt or Nigerians can adopt to ensure that we properly beat plastic pollution, I would love to hear your suggestions in the comment section down below. If you watched this video up to now, thank you very much. It means a whole lot to me. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share, because we need this message to reach far and wide. So until next time, remember that you can be the change that you want to see. And you can be the change by sharing this video. Joanna Ferdinand, signing out.